Welcome, everyone. I am so thrilled you're here. Today, we're going to do something really special. We're going to dive right in and capture the essentials of this incredibly comprehensive book in 8 minutes or less. That's right, we are distilling decades of psychological insight into a clear, visual journey that you can absorb right now. Let's just jump right in.
So this explainer is based directly on Dr. Doyle Gentry's fantastic book, Happiness for Dummies. Now, I know, the title is kind of cheeky, right? But I promise you, the science inside is absolutely profound. Dr. Gentry is a clinical psychologist with 40 years of experience under his belt, and he actually proves that the capacity for joy isn't some rare lottery ticket that only a lucky few get. No, it's hardwired into literally all of us. Whether you're a kid playing in an Israeli kibbutz or a CEO in a high-rise corner office, happiness is a totally universal human emotion.
But hey, before we get to the actual how-to, I want to ask you something directly. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being completely miserable and 10 being absolutely euphoric, how happy are you right now? Like, right in this exact moment. Just hold that number in your head for a second as we unpack Dr. Gentry's core framework. Okay, I absolutely love this quote from the text. Happiness isn't an accident, and it isn't a gift from the gods. It's the gift you give yourself. Think about that for a second. The whole overarching message we're going to see here is super empowering. Happiness is a daily, actionable choice. You can't just sit around waiting for it to knock on your door, you know? You really have to actively cultivate it.
That brings us to Section 1, the happiness misconception.
See, a lot of us are basically running on this exhausting hedonic treadmill. We're constantly searching for joy in all the typical things: power, success, nonstop excitement. We tell ourselves, oh, if I just get that promotion, then I'll finally be happy. But guess what? As soon as we get it, the goalpost just moves again. It's a trap. Dr. Gentry points out that when we look at what actually makes people happy, our resources are way better spent buying comfort, support, and the freedom to choose our own path. True happiness, it isn't about being a billionaire. It's really about having the freedom to take a day off when you want to, or just the comfort of a warm home and good friends.
Which brings us to Section 2, the recipe for happiness. Dr. Gentry says happiness is kind of like a complex, layered salad. You can't just toss some lettuce in a bowl and call it a day, right? You need 4 really specific foundational ingredients. First up is safety. Look, you just cannot be happy if you feel physically or emotionally threatened. It's that simple. Second is satiation. This basically means feeling like you have enough of what you value. And remember, you are the only person who gets to decide what enough actually looks like. Third is perspective. That's your ability to take a step back and see the big picture. And finally, quietude. Finding those little moments of peace and serenity away from the crazy noise of modern life. Once you've got these 4 ingredients in your bowl, well, you're ready to make happiness.
All right, moving right along to Section 3, cultivating a happy personality.
So those external ingredients we just talked about, they have to be held together by internal traits, things like optimism, conscientiousness, and emotional resilience. But let's be real for a second here. True happiness goes way deeper than just slapping on one of those life is good t-shirts or forcing a fake smile just to keep the peace. You can't just paste a grin on your face and expect your internal wiring to magically change if your foundation is totally crumbling, right?
So instead of faking it, we really need to develop something called hardiness. Now, this isn't some mystical trait you're just born with. It's a vital, completely learnable skill. Hardiness combines 3 things: a sense of control, a deep commitment to what you're doing, and this is the big one, the ability to view life's inevitable curveballs as challenges rather than catastrophic threats. When things go sideways, hardy people engage in what Dr. Gentry calls transformational coping. Basically, they know how to make lemonade out of lemons.
Now let's shift from the inner work to the outer work. In Section 4, finding your flow. Flow is essentially how we behave our way into a happy state. It's about getting completely lost in activities that capture our full attention. And here's the actionable blueprint for it. Step 1, identify your sources of flow. These are those deeply engaging, rewarding things you do where you completely lose track of time. Maybe it's painting, writing, maybe it's gardening. Step 2, take the plunge. Seriously, don't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. Step 3, give yourself enough time. Flow does not happen in a frantic 5-minute window between Zoom meetings. And step 4, make it a regular part of your day. This shouldn't be something you only do on vacation. It needs to be daily maintenance for your mind.
And that flows perfectly, pun intended, into Section 5, striking the right balance.
The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that joy is never, ever found at the extremes. It lives in the happy medium. Just look at these balancing acts we all deal with. If you swing to the extreme of work versus play, you're going to hit burnout on one side or laziness on the other. The sweet spot? Meaningful work paired with quality play. Same goes for socialization versus solitude. The extremes give you exhaustion or total isolation, but the medium is about maintaining meaningful connections while still fiercely protecting your quiet recharge time. And my personal favorite? Selfishness versus generosity. Obviously, you don't want to be a narcissist, but you also don't want to be a total martyr. The key is mixing healthy self-care with genuine, no-strings-attached giving.
Just think about how this plays out at work. Extreme solitude, even if you're in a super busy office, is a massive happiness killer. Working completely disconnected on your own little island, that totally goes against our basic human need for connection. We really do need each other to thrive. Okay, bringing it home with our final section, everyday happiness habits.
At the end of the day, your happiness really comes down to your daily quotient of small uplifts overpowering those annoying minor hassles. So here are the rapid-fire, actionable daily habits Dr. Gentry recommends. First, establish a morning ritual to ground your day. Second, eat healthy and physically move your body. Your mind and body are totally intertwined. Third, be genuinely thankful. Focus on what's actually in front of you rather than what you lack. Fourth, lend a helping hand to someone else. And lastly, for sure, find your sense of humor. Seriously, laugh a little. These aren't massive, life-altering overhauls. They're just simple, everyday habits that foster a consistently energized state of mind.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this profound final thought from the book. The ultimate purpose of life is to support, love, encourage, and assist one another in every way we possibly can. When all is said and done, true happiness isn't just something you hoard for yourself in a corner. It's ultimately a shared experience. And there we have it, the core essence of living a deeply joyful life, captured and decoded. So I'll ask you that question one more time. On a scale of 1 to 10, what number are you going to choose to be tomorrow? If you enjoyed this, subscribe to In 8 Minutes and never miss what matters. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next time.